휴가 잘 다녀오셨어요?
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Quick Korean. Today we will be studying the section 휴가 잘 다녀오셨어요? Or did you enjoy your vacation? The topic of today's lesson is traveling. We will learn vocabulary related to traveling experiences and the grammar points 는 and 리을 irregular verbs. After studying this lesson, you will be able to talk about your travel experiences in Korean. Lastly, in the culture section, we will explore Korea's port city, Busan. Well then, let's get started. First, listen carefully to today's dialogue. In today's dialogue, Mr. Lee is talking with Mr. Kim, the section head, in the company lounge. Mr. Lee has come back from his vacation. Therefore, Mr. Kim asks Mr. Lee some questions about his vacation. Where do you think Mr. Lee went for his vacation? Let's take a listen to their conversation and find out.
부장님, 휴가는 잘 다녀오셨어요?
네, 부산에 사는 친구가 있어서 가족들하고 같이 갔다 왔어요.
부산에서 뭐 하셨어요?
아이들이 좋아하는 수족관에 갔어요. 아주 멋있었어요.
So, were you able to understand the conversation? Where did Mr. Lee go for his vacation? Right, he went to Busan. Now, before taking a closer look at the conversation, let's first look at the vocabulary and grammar that come out in the dialogue. First is the vocabulary section for this lesson. Our first word here is 다녀오다. Please read along and repeat after me. 다녀오다. 다녀오다. Now in this picture here, Mrs. Kim went to the mart. And as you can see, after she went to the mart, she returned home. So we can say 김유미 씨가 마트에 다녀왔어요. Meaning she went to and came back from the mart. Now let's go ahead and say the word together one more time. 다녀오다. Now our next word here is Busan. Please follow along and repeat after me. Busan. Busan. Now Busan is a city in Korea. It is the largest trading port in Korea. Busan is also the second largest city after Seoul. Now let's go ahead and say the word together one more time. Busan. Now our next word here is I. Please follow along and repeat after me. I. I. Now take a look at the picture. What kind of person is this? As you can see, he is very young. In Korean, we would call him I, which means child. Now let's go ahead and say the word together one more time. I. Now our next word here is 수족관. Please follow along and repeat after me. 수족관. 수족관. Now take a look at the picture here. The people are looking at animals that live in the sea. But where are the people? Right, they are in an aquarium, or in Korean we would say 수족관. Now let's go ahead and say the word together one more time. 수족관. Our next word here is 멋있다. Please follow along and repeat after me. 멋있다. 멋있다. Now take a look at the picture here. How does this man here appear? He's stylish, splendid, and excellent. In Korean, we can use the word 멋있다 to describe such a person. Now let's go ahead and read the word together one more time. 멋있다. Now let's review the words that we just learned in this section. Mrs. Kim went to the mart, as you can see here, and then she returned home, as you can see here. In Korean, we can say 김유미 씨가 마트에 다녀오다. 김유미 씨가 마트에 다녀왔어요. Now, this is a city in Korea. It is Korea's largest trading port and is the next largest city after Seoul. Where is this? Right, it is Busan. Now look at this picture here. It is a picture of someone who is very young. What do we call this kind of person? Right, we call him 아이, which means child. Now these people in the picture here are looking at underwater animals. Where are they now? Right, they are at the 수족관 or aquarium. Now this picture here, how does this man appear? Stylish, splendid, and excellent. In Korean, we can describe him as 멋있다. We can say 이 남자가 멋있어요. Excellent.
부장님, 휴가는 잘 다녀오셨어요?
네, 부산에 사는 친구가 있어서 가족들하고 같이 갔다 왔어요.
부산에서 뭐 하셨어요?
아이들이 좋아하는 수족관에 갔어요. 아주 멋있었어요.
Now, let's take a closer look at the dialogue for this section. In today's dialogue, we have a conversation between Mr. Lee and Mr. Kim, who are talking in the company lounge. Now, Mr. Lee has just come back from vacation, and so Mr. Kim has some questions for him. So he starts off by asking, 부장님, 휴가는 잘 다녀오셨어요? So, did you enjoy your trip? And so how did Mr. Lee respond? He responds by saying, 네, yes. 부산에 사는 친구가 있어서 가족들하고 같이 갔다 왔어요. Or in other words, because he has a friend in Busan, he went there with his family. Now, again, Mr. Kim asks another question. He asks, 부산에서 뭐 하셨어요? Or, what did you do in Busan? So what did Mr. Lee do? Well, he responds by saying, 아이들이 좋아하는 수족관에 갔어요. Or that he went to the aquarium, right here, that his 아이들 좋아하다, or that his children like. And now, how was this aquarium? Well, he responds by saying, 아주 멋있었어요. Which in this case would mean very magnificent, very splendid aquarium. So, how does it seem? Does it seem like Mr. Lee enjoyed his time off, his vacation? Well, I would say so. Great. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the grammar points from this section. Our first grammar point here is this 는. Now, 는 is used to describe a noun with an action. Now, this action takes place in the present. So, let's go ahead and take a look at an example. Our first example here is 아이들이 좋아하는 수족관에 갔어요. So remember, this is what Mr. Lee told Mr. Kim. So let's look at this. First, we have a 수족관에 갔어요, or that they went to an aquarium. Now, what kind of aquarium was this? Well, in the front here, we have 아이들이 좋아하다, or the children like it. Now, to combine this and to describe the aquarium here as the one the children like, at the back of 아이들이 좋아하다, right here, we add this 는. And now, this 아이들이 좋아한다 describes this 수족관 right here. So we get the aquarium that the children like. So let's go ahead and read this sentence together. Please repeat after me. 아이들이 좋아하는 수족관에 갔어요. Great. Now let's go ahead and take a look at another example. Our next example here is 요즘 읽는 책이 재미있어요. Now, what do we have here? Let's look at the back part first. We have 책이 재미있어요, or that the book is interesting. Now, what kind of book is this? Well, in the front here, we have 요즘 읽다, or one that I read lately. So now, to describe this book, as the one I read lately, and to combine it into one sentence, see here we add this 는, and by adding this 는, now this 요즘 읽다, again meaning I read recently, describes this noun here, in this case it's book or 책, that follows it. So we get the book that I read lately. Now let's go ahead and read through the sentence together. Please repeat after me. 요즘 읽는 책이 재밌어요. Excellent. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the usage in greater detail. Here you can see 는 is used together with action verbs, and this 는 is used to describe nouns such as, right here we have 수족관, or again aquarium, and 책 or book. Now to use this, it does not matter whether the verb ends in a consonant or a vowel. In all cases we just use 는. So here you can see that 좋아하다 right here is just combined with 는 to get 좋아하는. And likewise 읽다 right here is combined with 는 to get 읽는. Now let's go ahead and read through this together. Please repeat after me. 좋아하다, 좋아하는, 읽다, 읽는. Well done. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the next grammar point. The next grammar point here is 릴,불규칙 동사. Now what does this all mean? First of all, remember this consonant here? It was the one that makes the 르 sound. Now in Korean, it actually has a name. The name of this consonant is 릴. Now, 불규칙, whoa, what the heck is this? So, this just means irregular. And the final word 동사 here just means verb. So we get 릴, irregular verb. So now what is a 릴, irregular verb? So a 릴, irregular verb is one that is a verb that ends in a 릴, and when it is followed by 느, 스, or 푸, the lir actually drops out. So let's go ahead and take a look at an example, and I think it'll be a little bit more clear. Now in this case, we have what Mr. Lee said earlier. 부산에서 사는 친구가 있어서 가족들과 같이 갔다 왔어요. Now let's take a look at this 사는 here. Now where does this come from? This originally comes from, this 사 here comes from 살다. And this is using the grammar point that we just learned in the previous section. So it is describing his friend here, 친구. So 사는 친구 means the friend that lives in Busan. Now, so how do we use this grammar point? It was, we take the verb and combine 는. Now in this case, you could see that this 살다, or to live, ends in a 릴. And what follows directly after it? This 느 sound right here. So since this 느 directly follows this 르 right here, what happens is this drops out, and what we're left with is this 사는 right here. Now let's go ahead and read through the sentence together. Please repeat after me. 부산에 사는 친구가 있어서 가족들과 같이 갔다 왔어요. Great. Let's go ahead and take a look at another example. Now here we have 약속 장소까지 머니까 일찍 출발하세요. So here we have the promised or prearranged place. Since it's far, please leave early. So this is what it translates to here. But what we're interested in here is this right here, this 머니까. Now, where does this come from? Well, first of all, it comes from, if you recall, to say to be far, we say 멀다. So we get this 멀 right here. And you can see the back part is combined with this 니까. Now, you can see again this 르 sound here. Directly behind it is this 느 sound right here. So when this happens, again, this drops out, and what we're left with is this 머니까, as you can see right here. So let's go ahead and read through the sentence together. Please repeat after me. 약속 장소까지 뭐니까? 일찍 출발하세요. Excellent. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the usage in more detail. Here you could see that 살다 and 멀다 are all examples of these real irregular verbs. And recall, when this real part here is followed by either 느, 프, or 스, the real drops out. So in this case, you could see here, in the case of 살다, this 살 here meets the 느 sound here in 는, and what results is we get 사는. Now in the case here with 멀다, you can see again, since it's a real irregular verb, it ends in a lir. And what happens is this lir meets this 느 sound here, and what do we get? Because we get a little conflict here, this drops out, and what we're left with is this 뭐니까, as you can see right here. Now, let's go ahead and read through these together. Please repeat after me. 살다, 사는, 멀다, 뭐니까. Well done. Now, let's go ahead and take another listen to the dialogue for this section.
부장님, 휴가는 잘 다녀오셨어요?
네, 부산에 사는 친구가 있어서 가족들하고 같이 갔다 왔어요.
부산에서 뭐 하셨어요?
아이들이 좋아하는 수족관에 갔어요. 아주 멋있었어요.
Now, let's take another look at the dialogue. This time, let's read through it together. Listen and repeat after me. 부장님, 휴가는 잘 다녀오셨어요? 네, 부산에 사는 친구가 있어서 가족들하고 같이 갔다 왔어요. 부산에서 뭐 하셨어요? 아이들이 좋아하는 수족관에 갔어요. 아주 멋있었어요. Now, let's go through the dialogue again. This time, you read the role of Mr. Lee.
부장님, 휴가는 잘 다녀오셨어요? 부산에서 뭐 하셨어요?
Great. Now, let's go through the dialogue once more. This time, you read the role of Mr. Kim.
네, 부산에 사는 친구가 있어서 가족들하고 같이 갔다 왔어요. 아이들이 좋아하는 수족관에 갔어요. 아주 멋있었어요.
Well done. Now it's time for speaking practice. In this section, we will practice using 는, which we learned a little earlier. Look at the picture and complete the sentence. Now here, Haejin asks Chunsu a question. You can see the part that shows up is 음식이 뭐예요? Or what kind of food? Now, what kind of food is it? You can see here, we have 좋아하다 or to like. So we're talking about food that he likes. Then, Haejin would ask Chunsu, 좋아하는 음식이 뭐예요? Or, what kind of food do you like? So Chunsu responds, as you can see, 저는 불고기를 좋아해요. Or that, I like 불고기. Now in Korean, we can say 준수가 좋아하는 음식은 불고기예요. which means the food that Chunsu likes is bulgogi. Now here, once again, Haejin asks a question to Chunsu. You can see at the bottom part here, it says, 사람은 누구예요? So, what kind of person is it? So you can see right here, it's someone that sings, and we have the verb 부르다. To say that someone sings, we say 노래를 부르다. So, what would she ask? How would she ask that who is the person that is singing? Right, she would say 지금 노래를 부르는 사람은 누구예요? So, 준수 responds, 제 동생이에요. Or, she is my younger sister. In Korean, we can say 지금 노래를 부르는 사람은 제 동생이에요. Meaning, the person that is singing right now is my younger sister. Now, let's practice using the real irregular verbs. Here, 준수 asks a question. 사탕 맛이 어떻습니까? Or, how does the candy taste? Now, how does the candy taste? It is sweet. So the word for sweet in Korean is, right here, 달다. So then, how would this person respond? Right, she would say, 답니다. Now here, Jimin is absent for class. The teacher asks, 사람이 있습니까? Or, is there a person? Now, what kind of person is he asking about? So you can see in the front part, it says, 지민이 전화번호를, right here, as you can see, or someone who knows Jimin's phone number. So then, behind the 알다, right here, you can see that we would add 는 to get 알는. However, because the lir meets this nion, this part drops out and we are just left with 아는. So how would the teacher ask the question? Right. 지민이 전화번호를 아는 사람이 있습니까? So you can see here, this student does know and she responds, 제가 알고 있습니다, or that she knows. Now here, Mr. Lee asks a question. 집이 가깝습니까? Or is your home nearby? In the picture, you can see here is the company. Right here, and here's the company bus stop. And here is this person's house, right here. So, is his house nearby? No, it is pretty far, right? The word for far in Korean would be 멀다. So, how would this person respond? He would say, 아니요, 멉니다. Well done. Now it's time for listening practice. Mrs. Kim and Ms. Cho are having a conversation. Mrs. Kim has come back from vacation. So, Ms. Jo is really curious about how her trip was. What kind of questions do you think she will ask? Listen carefully to their conversation.
유미 씨, 휴가는 잘 다녀오셨어요?
네, 속초에 사는 친구가 있어서 가족들하고 같이 갔다 왔어요.
속초에서 뭐 하셨어요?
아이들이 좋아하는 바닷가에 갔어요. 아주 재미있었어요.
Now, were you able to understand their conversation? Let's check your understanding by answering a couple of questions. Now, our first question here, question number 1 asks, 유미 씨는 휴가에 어디를 다녀왔어요? Or, where did Mrs. Kim go for a vacation? Now, our answer choices here are 속초 or Busan. Now, do you remember where she went? Right, she came back from 속초, so the correct answer would be 속초. Now our next question here, question number 2 asks, 그곳에서 무엇을 했어요? Or, what did she do there? Now our answer choices here are 수영장에 갔어요, go to the swimming pool, or 바닷가에 갔어요. Go to the beach. So do you remember what she did there? Right. She went to the beach, so the correct answer here would be 바닷가에 갔어요. Great. Now it's time for the Vocabulary Plus section. Here, we will look at more words related to travel experiences. Now, our first word here is 식물원. Now, in this picture, there are lots of flowers and trees. There are various types of flowers and trees, as you can see. This is a 식물원, or botanical garden. So we can say, 식물원에서 아름다운 꽃을 구경했어요. Or, I looked at beautiful flowers at the botanical garden. Now, our next word here is 동물원. Now, you can see here, there is a monkey and there's a tiger. So, you can see there are lots of animals here. Now, this place is called a 동물원, or zoo in English. Now, we can say 동물원에서 호랑이를 직접 보고 싶어요. Or, I want to see a tiger at the zoo in person. Now, our next word here is 찜질방. At a 찜질방, or sauna, there are rooms that are set at high temperatures. If you go there, it is really hot. However, it relieves your fatigue. So, we can say 한국에 가면 찜질방에 한번 가보세요. Or, if you go to Korea, check out a 찜질방 or sauna. Our next word here is 스키장. Now, at this place, you go skiing. You can also go snowboarding. Where is this? In Korean, it is called a 스키장, meaning ski resort. So, we can say 겨울이 되면 스키장에 가고 싶어요. Or, when winter comes, I want to go to a ski resort. Now, our next word here is 놀이공원. Take a look at the picture. You can see here, there is a roller coaster that the people are riding. There's also a Ferris wheel and other rides for people to enjoy. So, where is this? So, it's an amusement park, or in Korean, we would say 놀이공원. Now, about this, we can say 놀이공원에서 롤러코스터를 탔어요. Or, I rode a roller coaster at the amusement park. Now, our next word here is 해수욕장. Now, in the picture, people are swimming in the ocean water. They are playing. This is a beach, or 해수욕장. Now, about this, we can say 해수욕장에서 수영하는 사람이 많아요. Or, there are a lot of people swimming at the beach. Excellent. Now, let's review the words that we just learned by looking at a few pictures here. Now, here we have a question. It asks, 지난 휴가에 무엇을 했어요? Or, what did you do last vacation? Now, let's look at this first picture here. Where is this? Right, it's the zoo, or in Korean, 동물원. So, how would we say, I went to the zoo? We would say, 동물원에 갔어요. Now, let's look at the next picture here. We have the same question being asked, 지난 휴가에 무엇을 했어요? Or, what did you do last vacation? So, you can see in the picture here, it's an amusement park. So, how would we respond to this question? We could say, 놀이공원에 갔어요. Now, finally, in this last picture, again, we have the same question, 지난 휴가에 무엇을 했어요? Or, what did you do last vacation? So, where is this? This is the 찜질방, so how would we respond to this question? We would say, 찜질방에 갔어요. Now, let's read through the questions and responses one more time. So our question here was, 지난 휴가에 무엇을 했어요? And the responses were, 동물원에 갔어요. 놀이공원에 갔어요. 찜질방에 갔어요. Great! Finally, it is time for the Korean culture section. Which cities do you know in Korea? Seoul? Incheon? Well, today we will explore Korea's port city, Busan. What kind of place do you think Busan is? Let's take a look and find out.
한국의 항구도시 부산. 부산은 한국의 대표적인 항구도시로 외국과 무역을 많이 하여 일찍이 발전하였습니다. 서울특별시와 함께 한국의 대표 도시인 부산광역시에서는 중요한 국제 행사가 많이 열리고 있습니다. 부산국제영화제가 매년 열리고 있고 백스코라는 대규모 종합 전시관이 있어 각종 국제회의와 전시회, 이벤트가 활발하게 개최되고 있습니다.
Now, let's go over what we just learned today. Today's topic was traveling. We learned about vocabulary related to traveling experiences and the grammar points 는 and lir irregular verbs. Finally, in the culture section, we explored Korea's port city, Busan. So, how do you feel? Do you think you can talk about your travel experiences in Korean? Great! Well, this brings us to the end of this lesson. See you next time!